Hello everyone, I'll be sharing with you my reflection for the 13th of May. First one is titled, our first Bible plan is titled, Why Lewis Created. One of the dangers of having a lot of money is that you may be quite satisfied with the kinds of happiness money can give, and so fail to realize your need for God. If everything seems to come simply by signing checks, you may forget that you are at every moment totally dependent on God. C.S. Lewis. The world tells us that the purpose of work is to accumulate fame and fortune for ourselves. The meta-narrative of work today the meta-narrative, what's a meta-narrative anyway? Is that it is the primary means by which we make a name for ourselves in this life and prove to the world we are important, valuable, and worthy. I think meta narrative means the main narrative of work today. Yeah. So basically, work is the primary means whereby we accumulate fame and fortune. Ever since Adam and Eve bit into the forbidden apple in the Garden of Eden, we've been trying to cover up our sinful nature, not with fig leaves, but with our accomplishments. We think that if we become a millionaire, sign a record deal, get a large social media following, then we will be able to mask our human condition. For the Christian, the work of Jesus Christ should be the ultimate measure of value of our life, not the relative fame and fortune we accumulate through our work. And so, the prayer for this plan is, Lord, I pray for the courage and humility to remain grounded despite the fame or fortune I may accumulate during my fleeting time on earth. Okay, the second plan is titled, The Yoke of Freedom. Generally speaking, we don't associate freedom with a yoke. A yoke is something that you put on cattle, I think. It's like something that connects two things, like a burden, you know. This concept strikes us as opposites, and yet the one who came to set us free has invited us to share his yoke. To complicate matters even further, the promised rest for those who take him up, or rather, he promised rest for those who take him up on his offer. How can one find rest by putting on a yoke? When Jesus spoke of a yoke, he was referring to a relationship in which two would walk side by side in the same direction, covering the same ground, encountering the same obstacles, and traveling at the same speed. Sounds pretty good to me. In essence, he's offering three things. First, he's offering to help shoulder our burdens. Second, he's offering to guide us as whenever two oxen were yoked together, one was always the lead animal. So Jesus is our lead animal, you know? Third, Jesus was offering to instruct them in the ways of freedom. The Savior knows how to free your mind from jealousy, greed, and lust. He knows how to help you avoid being enslaved to destructive habits and attitudes. And so, he invites you to come alongside him and learn the ways of freedom. He offers you an opportunity to walk beside him through the maze of attitudes, opportunities, and relationships that threaten your liberty. Come to me, all of you who are tired from carrying heavy loads, and I will give you rest. That's a quote from the Bible, I'm not sure where, I didn't write. Has your quest for freedom led you to despair? Are you ready to come alongside the only one who can set you free? Christ came that we might experience freedom, not just wish for it. Yet, it's only when we humble ourselves and team up with Him that personal freedom becomes a reality. Yeah, that's about it. So if you want freedom, you have to follow Christ. And that is a lot easier said than done. Peace.